Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, world. It is Coffee Time with Coach John in the building. I am located in Florida today, having a good morning. My coffee is from 7-Eleven. I didn't get to use my Keurig or my um, or any. I have four coffee pots in the house. I have my Keurig, got my French coffee. I like the French one because when you put that boil in water, right? You put that boil in water, the coffee stays hotter longer, and you drink coffee when it's hot. That's just how I like it. I don't care for it to be cold, but um, I like that so much more about the French one. If you haven't used it, no, Paul, listen. So no, all of you are authors, right? No, Paul sent me great place to be taking all the elements. Exactly. No, Paul, Sherry, good morning to you. No, Paul sent me a Instagram post. Brittany, good morning. There's someone who's looking for black and brown. Mike is in the building, looking for black and brown authors to donate their books to this bookshelf they have. I guess I didn't read it all real quick because I just got it, but they wanting black and brown authors to send their books to this place for, I'm guessing, for children, or it might have been for inmates. I'm not sure because I read it real quick and I liked it and sent it to myself so I can remember to go there. But I am definitely going to do that. If you are an author, the idea you want books to go in places that you're not able to put them in. You want books to go to people who are there to receive what you wrote. I think everything that's written, it's a poetry library in Los Angeles. Thank you, No Paul. No Paul, you got to come on my live. I got to have you on my show one day. So send me a message in my inbox. Maybe we can get you on one day this week. I got to see what my lineup's looking like, but I need to get you on. So you need to hit me up. But I think when people are asking for books, I think that's something that we should do. Also, those who are authors that's on here, I am planning on putting something together to get a drive to sending books into the prisons. And so what I want to do, I talked about this last week, me and AJ was speaking about it. And it's by the founder of the Community Literature Initiative. Okay, cool. Do you know them, No Paul? Because I would definitely like to conversate with them, but I'm definitely going to send my book anyway. I'm going to send all three of them because I want them there. I think it's important that you do, charity comes in many ways, and it's important that you give charity. It's very important that you do that. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if it's time. I don't care if it's money. I don't care if it's books, it's merchandise, whatever it is. Charity is one of the most important things that you can do. And I think people need to step up their game with charity. I think that's part of being human, right? I think that's your rent for being a human on this planet, to do charity. And I mean, people can say that I'm wrong or think differently. That's fine. But I just think that if you are here living, that's like being on this earth and you saying that you're not a role model. It's not possible. The only way you're not a role model is if you are not breathing or you live where nobody else is at, because somebody's always watching you. I think about it like this. Even in prison, they have role models. Even in prison, there are people in the prison that they look up to, people in the prison that they respect. And regardless of what their situation is, but there's something within that person that makes them someone that people look up to, someone that people can say, this is Venus, what's good? Somebody can say, it's something about this person that I respect for whatever it is, right? And think about it. People can do good and bad and still be a role model. You know what I mean? Like people are inspired by other people. I don't think that you are here and you're just not someone's role model, just not someone's, someone's looking up to you. We miss that, I think, most of the time because we're so busy thinking about ourselves. Now we forget that somebody here is actually looking at you, or I can send you the info. Yes, no Paul, please send me that information because I definitely want to do that. I have, like I said, I told y'all yesterday that I am the artist in residence at the Center of Faith and Arts in North Carolina. Very excited about the position. It starts on January 1st. That's the day I walk in. So there's going to be plenty of lives. I'm going to do a lot more on the lives, a lot of streaming, a lot of, I'm sure I'm going to do more one-on-one coaching and stuff like that. But I have several ideas for master classes and master classes with a specific. And that just means that I have a purpose of purpose with the intent with the prompts are for purposes. It's not just because I want to write on that. It's because I'm writing on this for a particular reason, and a lot of what we're missing in society is what I want to write on, and I want to get different aspects. Like I want to do one with all non-black writers. I want to do one with all Latino writers, because I think that we can start to have the conversations about the same things that we're dealing with, right? But from different perspectives. Like we don't always get to hear from certain people, and I want to hear from certain people. I had to, I was coaching someone. Tiffany, what's good, sis? I was coaching someone who was telling me that his family, he was reading an obituary, a will of his great great grandfather, and his great great grandfather was actually his great great grandfather was uh, basically handing down slaves to his family. Okay, and I'm saying it's 20 some odd slaves that he's just handing down to my cousins, my sons, my nephews, my grandchildren to have slaves, and all the children that come from this particular family belongs to my family. This is in his will. And I'm just saying, he's boohoo crying to me, telling me the story, because I can't believe that this is what I come from. And so I have my issues with non-black people. I have my issues with people who family were slave owners. I have my issues with that. But they're still people. And there's still some things we need to learn from how they thought and what their thought process was, right? I do believe that it is not their fault that their ancestors did that, like it's not our fault that their ancestors did that to our family. But at the same time, we have a responsibility here. And I want to have those conversations with them. I want to talk to them and get into their minds and let them hear, you know what I'm saying? Like from what we say, I want to hear what they have to say. Because, you know, when he cried like that, it was a whole big thing for me. But I understood, because he's a human being. He's not, you don't want to own slaves. That's not his thing, right? But he come from a bloodline and that's what they've done. And then to hear his story was just, I mean, it just rocked my world. But that's a whole nother story. But those are the kind of things I want to do with some of the master classes that I'm doing that are going to take place this entire year coming up. And so just be ready, because I'm going to be bringing some stuff that y'all I'm not prepared for, but I got to get there. You know what I'm saying? But without any more further shenanigans from me, your guest is in the building. Let me bring her on up. The one and only Illusion. What's up, Illusion?
Good morning. I'm sorry, Grand Rising, because I say, what's up, y'all?
Yes. That's what you say, Grand Risings. We know. My bad. Now I owe you one. How did your morning start off?
Oh, this morning was much better than yesterday, like much better. You know, last day of the kids' school, so we jumped up, made it to school, made it back, and I was like, okay. I said, today is better. Let's take our time and let's get ourselves together. You know what I'm saying? I even started writing something. I was like, hey.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the kind of inspiration I like. Did you
Right.
see? Did you see my view? Is all I want to know. Did you see the view?
So yeah, and that was gorgeous. But I was like, okay, so is it warm? Like, is it nice and not toasty but comfy?
It is. It is. Let me see. It's going to be like 79 degrees today.
Okay, see, what I need you to do, is pass some of that up, and as the plane, it's not gonna fly over New Orleans, but if like as it take off, if you just throw some this way, just throw a little bit.
Look, that's the temperature right now.
Yeah, we like
Yeah.
50. It's like maybe 50, 53, and I'm like, no, that's not. I don't need that.
I'm so good with not.
I even got my tea this morning, y'all. I told y'all bring your drinks. I even got my tea. I don't do coffee, so I was like, let me get my tea.
Coffee is, Popeye has to have his spinach. That's me. Coffee gives me that Popeye thing. And so, like I tell people all the time, it's the fact that it's warm, and then the caffeine helps with my headaches. So when I don't have coffee, I'm like a woman on that second day when that cycle is just kicking your ass. That's me. The second day, not the
Look,
first day, right? 'Cause the first day you feel it coming, but that second day you be like, oh, look, just give me something warm. I'm going back to bed.
no, like that post that I sent you. I think it was the gremlin, and it was like it was a gremlin, and it was like if you don't get your coffee, it was a gremlin. It's like, yep, that's
That
it,
was one of my favorite
100%.
ones. I ain't gonna lie, that was one of my favorite ones. That was one of my favorite ones. So
So
you
did
did you
you
get?
watch? No,
I
did
did
you
not have
watch the
time.
video?
I did not have
See,
time because I don't know how
I
long it
think
is, and then I'm gonna get caught up, and then I can't finish it. But I'm watching it for
it's an
sure.
hour.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
probably
it's
watch
like an hour.
if I got Wi-Fi on the plane, I watch it on the plane. If not, I watch it when I get home. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't
You
have
know
time.
I'm stalking you until you watch it. It is we on stalk.
That's
On
okay.
stalk.
It's in my email, not on my Facebook. So if it's in my Facebook, that's when it's hard for me to get to because Facebook is too much randomness. Like I don't like Facebook. I don't care for Facebook like that.
Yeah.
It's too much randomness. But it's in my email, so I'll be able to watch it for sure. Because I'll
All
keep
right.
it unread until I read it.
Yeah, that was like after we had that conversation, I went to pull it up just to see if it was still there and I could send it to you. And then I clicked on it and I started watching it and I was like, yep, all the feels. Like
I'm definitely going to
so
check it.
I want you to watch it first. So like you said, if you want to do the master class on it, like just watch it and then see if it's I mean it is, but it's that thing.
Well,
So,
for
for
me,
people
I'm
to
going to do the master class on that based on the end. We're talking about Hurricane Katrina for y'all that don't know. Illusion. Well, you tell them. I'm not going to tell them. You tell them. You got more information than I do.
well, no, okay. So the video that I sent him is my cousin. She did a documentary on how our family and a lot of people in the city, just a lot of things that happened, after Katrina. And I mean, like if anybody wants it, y'all can DM me and I'll send it to your email. Just DM me your email and I'll send it to you. But I mean, it was a lot of good stuff in there. Like we even met Barack Obama when he was just a freshman senator and he came to there's a group called Acorn and we went out with Acorn and we went to DC to do a march because we was like, yo, this just fucked up and we wasn't having it. So we
Mhm.
had a meeting and he showed up when he was a freshman senator
Wow.
and and spoke to us. And yeah, Maxine Waters was in there. She told us if y'all, because they kept trying to put us out of the meeting, and she was like, if y'all go to jail, I'm coming with y'all, because we
Oh,
were like, we ain't leaving, like yeah, like
wow.
we. So it's really good, and it's just a lot of stuff in there. Like y'all will see my family and the house that I grew up in, which is like in my neighborhood during that time, because if you were here yesterday, I was saying how the water came through and my cousin and my brother's friends, like they were able to get the video camera and
Mhm.
just video what was going on while they were stuck on the roof for like 3 days,
Wow.
so
And so
that's what's in.
people on IG are asking to send it. So how do they get to you for you to send it to them? How do you want them to send you a message so you can send it? Because you might get a bunch of messages. How would you like them to send it?
Yeah, y'all can just DM me at Allnillusion. Y'all just go to your IG and just DM me. It's fine.
She said, "Get up in
Y'all
her
come with.
DM."
Look, strictly for that video, nothing else.
I'm just saying. Listen, you got to put it out there on the internet.
You
You
really
gotta,
do. You got to put disclaimers. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't need no random pictures. We just gonna say it like that. We're gonna keep it friendly this morning.
yes.
We need no random pictures. Folks
Sometimes you
coming
gotta
up.
have. You gotta have. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
You know what? If it's nice, no, let me not say that. Nope, nope,
I'm
nope.
out. I'm out with a
Time out.
flag. Flag on the plate.
Wait, look. I don't have a flag, but I got an orange mask, so I'm gonna throw a flag on the goddamn flag. We do no, like so. Yeah, I'll just go ahead on and DM me, and it's cool. I'll send y'all the video. It's or actually let me so y'all can actually go to Vimeo, Vimeo.com, and it's called Crepe Covered Sidewalks. It's CREPE Covered Sidewalks, and y'all can actually I don't think you need a Vimeo account. You can just go in. Yeah, you should be able to just go in there and type it in. And her name is Renee Wilson, and you can go and just watch it over there on Vimeo. Yeah. So if you can't figure that one out, then y'all can go ahead on it.
Y'all can go ahead and get up her DMs. Keep it clean. Keep it holy. Keep it holy.
Because I got a whole crew coming behind me if you don't.
Oh Lord, I don't want no parts of that.
You already know.
Yeah.
My crew is crazy. They might be in the comments. Y'all, I can't see anything on this side, y'all. Like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I don't see anything. So
yeah,
if
so
y'all saying something.
What I normally do, I have because I can see all the comments. So you can see them on, if you got your other device and you go on Facebook, you can see it that way. Yeah. Or I tell people to just do on YouTube, and you can see everything on YouTube. Because Facebook messages come through YouTube as well.
See, the thing is that, I have a little person and he's sleeping. So I'm like, I have the other tablet charged up just in case he wakes up, because if not, y'all are here. It'll be like, I'm like, mute the mic. Mute the mic.
Shorty come through banging on the door like the police.
Yeah, he's like, yo, let me in.
You was doing a poem on somebody's live, and he was banging on the door like you was hustling in, and the police was coming in.
That I was on well, it was two things, because Lethal had asked me to come on to her like they did a drive, some type of drive. They were trying to raise money for books, and so I was in the middle or towards the end of the last one, and he comes banging, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, this is not the time. And I'm like, where's everybody? Why are y'all not grabbing him? And then I think he did it. Yes, Kendra, that I can see. So y'all, like, if no one knows, like, my son is an extreme nudist. Thank you, Frugal. Like, he is an extreme nudist, and so he comes out that joint. He doesn't care who is here. Like, if some of my fam that came to New Orleans is in the comments, they'll tell y'all. Like, I had about 7 to 10 poets in my house, and my son comes through like, oh, y'all here? Let's just take off these clothes.
Welcome home.
Right. It was like, look, oh, you heard about it online, but let me give y'all the real show. Like, this is the real show.
Wow.
I
remember seeing him on the screen a couple of times. You was fumbling to turn the camera off. He was like, I remember that was early when we first started out.
I'm like this. I'm like, trying to maneuver around, because, he's like, he'll climb around my head, and I'm like, okay, wait, like, I'm gonna start a new dance. Look, called what do you call him? I think Jack called him Nature Boy.
Nature Boy.
Yeah. He is getting better now. We're better, but he would take his clothes off in front of anybody. Yeah, now he only takes them off when we come home. Like, we'll come inside, and he'll just be like, and he'll leave them on when people are there. So I'm like,
gotcha. He taking them COVID clothes off. So he's like, yeah, get this COVID off of me. I've been outside. Get this COVID clothes off. See, you gotta just.
He's like, I don't care.
Yesterday we was talking about living in New Orleans and all of that stuff, and kind of so like before Katrina and all that, like, just growing up young, how was it? Because, like, only thing I know about New Orleans, again, I always stick with what it would be like, just being able to be around bayous and being that close to the water. Like, it's close to ports of New York City as well, but it's different down there, and the heat is also different. I'm a lover of heat, so that works for me. But talk to me, how was that growing up as a kid?
Well, see, if you like the heat, because we have humidity, and so our humidity is just like, it's ridiculous, and it works both ways, because when it's hot outside, like, you sweat and it's hot, but when it's cold outside, it is freezing, and you don't think that it gets that cold here, but it's freezing because the humidity sits in your bones. But, like, growing up, we like, it was to me, it was more the city was more family friendly. We had more events and more things, to do with the children. We second lines, like, we would go to second lines on Sundays and go to the lake grab crawfish. Like that's our thing. Especially as I got older and I was old enough to go take the ride on the lake by myself. It would be like it would be the equivalent to kind of like bike week, you know, where everybody all like Freaknik, but without the clothes taken off and, you know, that whole little nine. But like we would just drive up and down the lake, everybody music blasting, the kids playing on the, you know, like around they got a few like parks in the levee hills and stuff like that. And it was just like big family gatherings, but we don't have any of that no more. You know, folks don't do a lot of things. It's a different city, but I mean, it was, to me, I was like, I really know that I live in some place that's special because you don't have not too many places. Like you don't grow up in other places where thousands and thousands of people come to your city every year just to experience a Mardi Gras parade, you know.
Right.
And Kruger, would I move from New Orleans again? I would. I love my city, but raising children here now is it's not what it should be. You know what I'm saying? So like I would, but I would still keep a place here because you know this is home. I'm like I never abandoned my city. Mike, I lived in DC already. I told you I lived in Northwest DC. You know what I'm saying? And I love DC. You know, if my dad wasn't passing, I would have still been in DC if my dad wasn't passing.
I went to DC, but I went in there real quick, and I was down there with some folks, and they took me on the block, and it was going down, and I had to leave right away. My stay in DC was very short, and so we talking about in the late '80s, and I was young, and I went to DC, and I was like, no, nigga, get me out of here, no, no, no. DC is very rough. Now New Orleans ain't no easy walk in the park either. Don't get me wrong, I know, but see. I'm from New York City. I know how to navigate New York City. I know where to go, where I can't go. It's not a project in New York City that my name wasn't good and that I couldn't walk. I walked at everybody project in New York City. I'll go from one project that got beef with other projects and I don't have those issues. But DC, nah. And then my boy, they do music, and my boy just got inducted to the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. And they got a radio station out there in New Orleans. And I'm trying to remember the name of this group because they still do. A lot of people still do music in New Orleans too, and they got a radio station out there too. And they're trying to get me to go out there. I was like, nah, let me know where I'm staying at, what my hotel is, and I gotta have some armed guards out there with me because New Orleans ain't easy.
No, it's not. Let me tell y'all. So in New Orleans, the majority of the stuff, and well, I'm not gonna say now. But the majority of the stuff that was happening, even post Katrina, it's like you gotta have a beef with somebody, or it's you know what I'm saying, like it's dumb stuff, you know, like but you gotta have a beef with somebody because like they tore after Katrina, they tore all the projects down. So before that, when the projects were out, you know what I'm saying, it would be the same way like you said in New York. If you don't live in the project, you better know somebody that's in the project because you can't come back there. You know what I'm saying? They all like who you is, who your people is, who you here with, who you fuck. Like that's the type of stuff that they asking. You ain't going in the project. So but now it's kind of like they tore the projects down and they put housing up and you know different rules and all kind of other things. But it's like nobody really does crazy stuff here, like talking about it. It's mostly, you know, territorial beef or you know family beef and you know like different family beefs. We don't have gangs and stuff like that, so it's just you know people on some foolishness.
They got all that gangs in New York City now. New York City, well, New York City always had gangs. Don't get it twisted. But I think when mass incarceration became a really money, it was always about money anyway. But when it started really flourishing, then a lot of young cats that went into prisons then at such a young age, they came out in gangs and stuff like that, and they don't understand what they're doing. They don't understand, you know, what's going on. And it's bad. And so all the young people in New York in gangs. My nephew was murdered. He was in a gang. And then you look at them and like, son, you don't even know what being a gangster is. Being a gangster has nothing to do with it, but because you got guns and you can get guns. Like that shit ain't gangster. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think that was E-Man. We were talking, me and E-Man were talking about like back in the day, there was a hierarchy and you couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like there were rules.
Yeah.
And the rules had to be followed. You couldn't touch somebody if it wasn't sanctioned. Women and children were out of the picture, you know what I'm saying, unless it was ordered. But you know what I'm saying, like it's the Wild Wild West now. They don't, if it's gonna be on some gang stuff, I think they think that is cool. Like, wearing your pants halfway down your ass, that's cool. And yeah, oh, look, that's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother 3-hour show right there.
Right. That topic is like, I don't even much get it.
What I did learn, my uncle who passed away, he died a few years back. He was in not the Tomahawks. He was in the Roman Lords. So everybody know the Vice Lords from Chicago. I believe Vice Lords in Chicago. We used the Roman Lords, and there was a big gang in New York City. So was the Tomahawks, but they always had gangs. Like it was not a new thing to have gangs. But like you said, it was a level of certain things you can't do. Certain things is off limits. You can have beef with somebody, and you can see their moms and their kids or whatever, and you act like it ain't nothing happening. In fact, they used to speak to them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all living in the same neighborhood. Right. I remember when we was in high school, this kid, I think Dana, and something happened. He had beef with some guys, and don't get me wrong, because a lot of them cats had beef. A lot of them was acting up, but they shot his mother through the damn door. How do you shoot somebody's mom? He wasn't home. His mother came to the door. He wasn't home. They shot his moms through the damn door. And I mean, it's crazy. Like that's what, like shit like that was off limits, right? And then I remember at the barber shop on Pennsylvania Avenue, man, this kid, young, if I was a teenager, he couldn't have been 12 or 13. Like he was young. They walked up in the barber shop and lit him up in the chair while he was getting the haircut, man. And I'm just like, damn, you know what I mean? And I mean, he was young. Like this kid, I was a teenager. He was younger than me, so he was young. If he was 13, I give him that. He might have been 13, but back then it didn't. And so we hear in New Orleans, and we thinking about it's just chaotic, because we don't know the rules. We don't know the laws that run down there. But yeah, man, I was like, now I want to come see the bayous and take my ass home. I'm going to side when it's dark.
Well, first of all, you gotta go out, because like there's no specific, like the bayous, like all of that other stuff is not right here, swampy. When people want to come and do that, like they go and they take the little swamp tours, you have to ride out, because it's like not necessarily in New Orleans. If you want to do something in New Orleans that is well, I say experience wise, you take the ghost tours and different things like that, and you go to the cemetery, because people really, they get so interested to see people buried on top of like on top, and everybody else buries like underneath. So we have all of these the mausoleums, St. Louis #1 and #2 are two of the most popular ones. They'll take you on a tour, and even I can't remember which one it's in, because there's Marie Laveau's gravesite is in one of them, and every football season when it starts, I don't know if they did it this year, but they would normally do go to Marie Laveau's grave and have like this big celebration ritual around her grave for football season, and like leave offerings and different things, because our city is rooted in a lot of a lot of that culture. We have voodoo. And people, what I'm saying, they look at it as something that is crazy and off, but it's like, no, this is your African spirituality coming into play. These are things, that a lot of the things that people do in Catholic Baptist churches, and I grew up Catholic, being from New Orleans. This city is majority Catholic. It's like once you learn, and I'm speaking for me, once I learned about the African spirituality side, and I saw what happens in Catholicism and in other religions, Baptist and Lutheran, because my dad was Lutheran, I was like, you do know that this is like, like that came from that, but people don't know. They
Mm-hmm.
make movies like Eve's Bayou, which I love Eve's Bayou, but they make movies like that, and and so many different other movies, and they make voodoo something that's like a horrible thing, because all people see is the side of it where you know is somebody could put a curse on you, or somebody can do that. Like, you don't have to do voodoo to put a curse on somebody. Your power is in your tongue, and you could speak ill over somebody just by talking. So you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying. So it's like that. But the city is so unique between the architecture. And one thing that's funny, so Sid has her book, right? And the Lyrical Thoughts of a St. Louis Poet, I think that's the name of it. Shout out Sid. So I'm looking at the book cover, and I was like, that building looks familiar. So we having a conversation because I threw her birthday party for her. So I was like, well, one of the questions can be, what's the building in the background? And she was like, well, they probably won't know that. And so basically what it is that we have a St. Louis Cathedral here in New Orleans, and they have one in St. Louis also, and it's the same building. Like, it's both of them are churches. Yeah, she said they have a lot of New Orleans influence in St. Louis, and both of them are churches. They look exactly the same, because when I saw it, I was like, nah, that can't be it. And I was like, you see. So when she said, yep, she's like, that's our St. Louis Cathedral. I said, well, if you ever look up a picture of Jackson Square and you see that church looking building, that's our St. Louis Cathedral. And then if you go look at Sid's book, it's the exact same building that, that's on her book. So yeah, I thought that was like crazy.
Yeah. How far apart are you from St.?
We are, because she's in St. Louis, so I don't know how many hours driving or whatever. It's a plane ride. I know that much because I got a friend that is right. Look, no driving past 2 hours, y'all.
You already know. You already
No,
know.
like Baton Rouge is an hour and 15 minutes from my house, and I don't even want to drive to Baton Rouge.
Right,
If I
right,
could
right.
hop in a plane and drop down, I'd be like, hey, but yeah, I don't know how far. I know we're on the same time zone. That I do
Gotcha. Gotcha.
know.
Yeah. I've watched East Bayou as an adult, and I think I made I talked about this yesterday. When you watch and you can use your eyes and your ears at the same time, right? It changes how you see that movie, because initially, like you said, we taught that voodoo was a bad thing, and a thing that people don't know about Christianity, and y'all, those who follow Christianity or Christians, listen to what I'm saying and then go research it. A lot of Christianity is based on African folklore, like so much of it. Like they don't even have a clue. In fact, Jesus being born in a manger, the idea of a virgin birth, and then when you start to break down what a virgin birth actually means, and it's not what you think it is, like there's a whole lot that we miss from that. And I think
Right,
we've taught that voodoo would think about it, they call it black magic. So you already know they made it a bad thing because that's how they do. Black cats and all of this stuff. There's so much that we just let people tell us about us, and then we just run with it.
right. Even here, there's so there's a thing that they do every year, and it's everybody dresses in white, and they go over to, I think it's St. John Bayou. It's called St. John Bayou, but it's not really a bayou. It's kind of like a canal, I would say. But they go over this bridge and they do this ceremonial ritual. And guess who's all there? It ain't us.
Ain't us.
It's them. So you know what I'm saying? You there sometimes when they start doing shit, you have to wonder, and that it's like side-eyeing it, like, yo, why are the majority of y'all here and it's not us? Like, you have to understand, you have to wonder why they're here doing a lot of these things. You're right, Eman. And so there's two things, because the voodoo is one thing, and then there's also hoodoo. Hoodoo is
Mhm.
more of a New Orleans thing, and
Okay.
it's more of it's a lot of Christianity mixed with like a lot of Catholicism mixed with the voodoo, and I think it's something else because I don't want to say the wrong thing, but and also Santeria, because that's where Santeria comes from. if anybody is Hispanic and they practice Santeria, it's a
Mhm.
little bit of Catholicism mixed with the voodoo and the whole thing. So it's like it transcends everything. But I think when people say voodoo, they just hear bad, like
Is-
automatically hear something bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we're taught that,
They always
everything that's for us is bad. And one thing that I like to
right.
tell people about America is if America says it's good for you, you already know it's bad for you. That's just what it is. And so if they tell you it's bad
Vaccine.
for you, you probably need to be paying all your attention to it. You know what I mean? It's just it
Look
is.
right here. Vaccine. They keep telling y'all take this shit, and I'm like, you can go ahead on take that shit if you wanna. I've
20 years.
said this,
Go
huh?
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I done said this before. Your body makes everything that you need to fight off whatever you need. Sometimes you do need a booster because your immune system is messed up. But think about it in this way. When a woman is pregnant and she has a baby, when the baby is sick, especially if she's breastfeeding, the mother's milk makes every bit of medicine that baby needs to get well. So if your body as a female is making medicine for your baby because your baby is sick, what you think your body is going to do for you? Your body's like, hold up, something ain't right. Let's try to fix and adjust something. I'm not saying don't take medicine. I mean, I personally don't like to
Mhm.
take medicine. I like to use, all natural stuff. Now, but I'm just saying, sometimes we have to look at logic. And I think, everybody running around looking for somebody else to fix them, to cure them, to help them. But like, nah, you can do all of these things yourself. You don't need anybody outside of yourself to say, hey, Kendra, I'm not. I love. Come on. I'm just, what I'm saying.
I was talking,
No,
having a conversation, I believe it was yesterday. And the thing is, we eat all the wrong shit. We eat all the wrong foods and we wonder why. So it's said that when the first Africans were brought here, that these evil colonizers were trying to inject venereal diseases into their bodies through a needle. And their mental state was so strong that it rejected the diseases, that it couldn't even infect them because they were so, but it was their mental state, it was their spiritual state, it was how they ate. It's why they didn't eat the things that they gave us, that they gave them when they got in here. And I think we miss that. We don't understand that. Think about, let's just go back to slavery, right? When you got sick, they didn't send a doctor to come take care of their slaves. They sent the slave woman that was in charge. You heal him, you get him back right. She ain't had no
yep.
medicine. If you died, she got her ass whooped. And so she found the foods, the herbs, everything you needed from the ground and got your black ass back to fixed where you need to be. So you can go back to work.
All of it. Like, right. And I mean, that was point blank period. Like, they didn't have all of that. The medicine we were given the medicine. We were given all of them, and like, so might be TMI, and I don't care if it is. So my son ended up getting pinworms, and who knows from where, because I mean it's common with a lot of children. But
Mhm.
I was like, oh, there's all of these medicines and different things, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to give him that. There's this black walnut hull and wormwood, and these are two herbs. So I'm like, no, I'm just going to go find get the black walnut hull and wormwood and give that to him, and get rid of the parasites. I'm like, I don't want to put unnecessary chemicals. We already got it in the air, they in our food, you know
Mhm.
and it's crazy. The doctor specifically, I brought my daughter to the ER a while ago because she was saying her chest was hurting. And so, we come to find out that, it's probably the muscles just growing. And he said, don't, like limit the amount of chicken that you
Mhm.
feed in her, because,
Mhm.
being that she's a young girl, all of the hormones and stuff in the chicken is not good for her. And I'm like, yo, well, what else I'm gonna eat? Because look, I was like, what else am I- I was like, that's all, saying that like that's all I eat is chicken and turkey and fish. But so like we just moderated and
Yeah.
everything, because of course, I'm a city girl for real, okay? I'm not raising no chickens, but if I mean I could, because my mom had some chickens. My brother bought chickens, and we got chickens at her house because for the eggs, like he got them so we can stay having fresh eggs. Fresh eggs are really good, y'all. I
You
don't
ain't
even know
lying.
if you
And listen, ain't
right.
nothing like fresh eggs.
Right.
Nothing.
If you haven't had some fresh eggs, go find you a chicken and wait till that joint drop. You know what I'm saying? And eat that chicken egg because they're really, really good. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like we have no idea what we putting into our bodies when we getting these medicines. Because they, if something on the box says you might have, first of all, this is the one, if you tell me that if I take this shit and I might have bloody stool, I need you, this is not what we about to do today, okay? No bloody, that's crazy to me. I'm like, and then but we do this, and this is what we do. We like, oh, okay, it might not happen to me. There we go. Like, that
And
was
then
me.
20 years later on the commercial, if you're taking this medicine, you might be eligible for compensation.
Right. Like, really. Like, when I saw bloody stool 20 years ago, I should have said no. But now, what I'm saying, my insides is turned outwards, and what I'm saying, and I'm all messed up and I'm all confused, and you know, and it, sugar, that's so true. I say that too. I'm like all the time, like you see these girls and they 16, 15 and 16 years old, and they looking like 20-year-olds because they so developed. And you know what I'm saying? And it's hormones that not only are their bodies producing these hormones, but the hormones that's in the food, and it's you just really have to watch how you eat. I
Yeah.
cook, like I cook mostly everything at the house. My children probably will get something that is made fast food from me every once in a while. Or I'll go to the store. If I can't fix something, I'll go buy like the little pre-cooked meals, because our grocery stores, they'll have hot food and then they put it to the cold side. So I'll go buy like one of those little pre-cooked meals and we warm that up and eat it. But I try to do my best to fix food because I like to know what's going in me. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
I'm not
saying?
looking for eating out. I ate out yesterday, simple codfish, fries, and shrimps, and it did mess my stomach up. I don't like eating out a lot. I just want to go home and eat. I just want to go home, wait till my food is done and eat. I don't use microwave medicines. Listen, y'all that know me know I have 4 bullets in me at one time. I still got a bullet in my face. I have all this nerve damage and pains all day. I'm never without some discomfort. I had a 007 knife go through my foot. I've been thrown out of a window. I've been kicked downstairs. I've been there. With all the pains I go through, you see this right here? I go find me some coffee and I pretend that the caffeine cures everything. And that's it. If you,
Y'all didn't
it's,
know Ja was a stunt man, huh? Y'all didn't know he was a stunt man. You just figured that out
I was
today.
a stunt man. There's two things with me. If anything happened to me, these two things, they're lying. If they say that they caught me in a compromised situation with a white woman, they're lying. Something happened. And if they said I was using any kind of drugs, they're lying because I don't do that.
Right.
Those are two things that not. In fact, when I got disabled on my job and they was trying to give me medicine, I had to explain to the doctor. I said, "Listen, I may take this medicine because I'm in this bad pain, but you can't give me a high dose of nothing because penicillin still works in my body, and they don't even really make penicillin no more. But the other shit is too strong
Right.
because I don't." They're like, "Well, penicillin don't work on most people." I said, "But I don't take medicine, so if I have to take something, I need the lowest dose because anything too much is gonna fucking fuck me up because I don't do it. I don't do medicine at all. I don't trust it."
You need to get that too. I told you, you need to order that blue. It's this tea, y'all, and it's called blue. Well, it's some herbs. I wish I would have brought the bag down. It's some herbs in like a, I don't know if it's, I don't know necessarily know exactly what it is, but it's all herbal and it's called blue vervain. And I ordered it online because somebody was telling me about this other stuff called Damiana, and it helps with your nervous system. But I
Mhm.
will attest to it. I promise y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I have like female issues, and I drank this tea. I'm drinking this tea now. But you know what I'm saying? I made some to drink it. And within 20 minutes, I was not, and I honestly can tell y'all, like, I'll be in the worst pain that I can possibly be in, balled up. Like, I've told him before, y'all, I'm balled up. Like, I can't even move right now. And so I'll go boil the tea, and it's called Blue Vervain, Vervain. I ordered it from Up for Blends, but in 20 minutes later, I was like, I'm up and I'm moving around. And even though, you know, like I haven't had any in a few days until today, and, you know, like within those few days, I'm still like, okay, and I'm not in as much pain. It's not, you know, hurting as much. So I was like, okay, well, it's starting to come back a little bit. Let me go ahead on and drink some more. But that stuff, all herbal. It is not the best tasting stuff in the world. I will not lie. It tastes like taking a BC powder, and you know, you get that twinge from the BC powder. It tastes like that. But I was like, I said, this is really some doggone earth medicine. It is nasty.
What color is the package
But
that come in?
it is when they send it, it kind of looks like a manila envelope, but it has a window so you can see what the, you know, like what the herbs are. And when you boil them, they tell you, you know, they tell you how to boil it. They tell you on the package what all is good for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate you. That's so right. That's hilarious. Like they have that, like it tells you everything that is good for, you know. And I mean, some of it, like I bought 3 of them. One of them, it was called Cascada something. Let me tell you something. Don't buy that shit. Okay. I took a sip of it and immediately spit it out. I was like, who in on? I don't even know. You must be a fictional character to be able to drink this stuff, because that stuff was so nasty. It was so nasty. And I was like, yeah, I wasted my money on this one. But the other one, the Blue Vervain, is that one right there was so good. You can use the like once you use it and boil it, you can set it aside and you can use the same herbs to boil it again to make, you know, like to make another batch. They say do it 2 to 3 times a day. I just drank it that one time, and I'm like, I promise y'all, 20 minutes later, I was like, okay, because
So
you know,
produced by Rock. Actually, what website did you buy that from?
it's called upfulblends.com. And if I check my emails or my texts, because they send texts and stuff, and there might be a discount code, so you can just DM me. And you know, and say you're asking about the upper blends. If I find a code, because sometimes they give you 20% off, and that was how I got mine. Like my friend who sent me to the website, she gave me a discount code, so I ordered mine. And I want to say the package might be maybe about this big. It says it's like 4 ounces in there, but I'm like, it's way more. It's a good amount of product in there. And like you said, you can use it over and over again, like at least 2 to 3 times with that one. You only need, I think they tell you to do two teaspoons, 2 tablespoons of the product, and you put it in your water, and that's pretty much all you need. And it's upforblends.com, and it's by a Black woman, y'all. She Black. Okay. just want to let y'all know she Black. So go, you know, like go support her. I will look, if she need me to do a testimonial, I got her, because I was, you know, I've drank, like I've had the Lipton teas and the, you know, the chamomiles and all of these different things that, you know, they say that they'll help calm you and they'll do all of these things, but it didn't. So I was like, one month, I'm like, okay. And then I drank this one, and I was like, hey, I found my medicine. Like, I'm like, I don't need nothing else, because I was actually on for real medicine for this. Like I was on this for real medicine, which would actually put me into menopause. And I was like, yeah, I don't even want to take this stuff. You know, so I'm like, I would rather find something different, because I'm like, who the hell wants to go through, you know, menopause? Like, I don't even know how that shit feels, but I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, you know.
That is one of the many reasons why I'm glad I'm a man. I don't want to
You know
know
what
it feel like with the heat coming up from your ankles for no reason and just burning you up. And
I don't want to know either. I'm not even there, and I'm like, I don't want to know. I'm not, you know, I'm not ready. for, I mean, I'll deal with it because I'm,
Well, you
I'm
ain't got
so
no
used to
choice.
stuff.
Ain't like you can escape it.
Right. Right. But I'm gonna be like, you know what? Here you go. Y'all can take this body and put this body over here and just give me another one. Cause yeah, we're not about to do this. I'm just take this. I'm done with it. We can put it on layaway, but put me a new one on layaway right now so I can get ready. Like, no.
So we got like 8 minutes left. Anything you want to talk to the people about? Anything you want to leave them with, or say anything on your mind that you want to share? Feel free to do that in this moment. You don't have to have anything, but if you do,
No. That's why I was like, I'm thinking like,
I know it's a lot
Yo,
spinning around in my brain up there.
oh, y'all always know I always got something to say. That look, they know me. They're like, she always got some shit to say. No, you know what? I honestly just really want to encourage people to support each other, especially in our community, to
Yeah.
support each other and to go outside of yourself and do something for somebody that you don't want to, that you don't put on social media, you don't video to, you just do something out the kindness of your heart.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I'm saying? Like at this point, we all going through some stuff.
Oh yeah.
Everybody
Oh yeah.
through, something. So, sometimes those little small gestures of, hey, I'm like, I was just thinking about you, or, sending a kind note. You don't even have to spend money on people. You know what I'm saying? Just do something
Yeah.
for somebody else out the kindness of your heart. Like, I was just thinking about you, and here's an inspirational text, or here's something, or, if you want to do something to surprise somebody, like, look, here's $5 to your cash app. Go get you some lunch.
Yeah.
Anything. And I think that like if we start thinking more outward, then it would, not to say, not that you don't care about yourself or whatever, but a lot of times, if we're giving more, then we receive more. And also, if listen, y'all, let me tell y'all this one thing. The new year is getting ready to come. Don't wait till the new year. But yesterday is December the 21st. It started the winter solstice. If you have no idea what the winter solstice is, go look it up, because I'm not about to sit here and give y'all a lesson. But we've started the winter solstice. So this right here is actual time of renewal. So we, what I'm saying, the new year don't start the renewal. This starting the renewal right now. So I really encourage y'all, go through your closets, go through, like, clean your entire house, throw away old stuff, get rid of everything, because when you have clutter in your house, I'm talking to me while I'm talking to y'all, okay? Because I'm not exempt. But like, go through your simple stuff. Go through your purse, go through your phone, go through your wallet, go through your closet, clean out anything that is there, because once you move all of that stuff out of the way, you will be surprised what starts coming to you in your life, like for real. Real stuff's gonna come. You
Yeah.
gotta clear out clutter in your physical life. Because if
Yeah.
you don't clear out the clutter in your physical life, then you cannot get anything to come into your actual life. So that's just one of the things. Who is my role model? I don't have a specific role model. I learn from everybody. Like my children, my 4-year-old is like, what I'm saying? I would even say my 4-year-old is inspirational, and and even though he's naked a lot, but what I'm saying? I think everybody is my role model. I take a little, a little bit of everybody, because it takes all of us. I think it takes everybody to make the world spin. So I take a little bit from everybody, even the people that I don't, care for, because I don't really like to say that I don't like people, but you know what I'm
I'll say
saying?
it for you.
It's
I
like,
don't like.
what? No, I'm saying it's not that I don't like you. It's just that your energy don't play well with my energy, and that's what I need for, I will say this. I always say I don't like people. And I'm like, I don't like people. But if I like your energy, then we good. You know what I'm saying? I can bring you into the fold. Because see, people do crazy dumbass shit.
All the
But
time.
you know, but energies don't lie. They can't lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't lie. How does Jai inspire me? let me tell y'all something. The one thing that I do, I don't like him. I'm just like, like we ain't friends. I can't stand that dude. One thing that I do love about Ja, and this is how he inspires me. When he says he's gonna do something, he does it. And like that lights a fire under me to say, I can go ahead. Let me, let me get up off my ass. If he got 10,000 things, you know what I'm saying? 2,000, that's an inside joke. But if he has 1,000,001 things to do, and he still, like every single time he says something that he's gonna do, he does it. And that just has me like, yo, this dude really is a go-getter. He about his business, you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't play no games. And that right there is really inspiring, especially when you see and grow up in a world and in a community of Black men that will talk a lot and they don't put themselves behind it. Is really refreshing and really good to be around, around a lot of Black men that put their money where their mouth is, or put their, like, just go out and put themselves behind what they say that they're going to do. So that is one way that he inspires me, but don't tell him I said that, y'all, because I'm a lie in his
Let me say two things. So, in all honesty, out of all of the everybody that we've learned, that we've met, and we become family with on IG, notice I said family with. Lucian's the only one who always goes to mostly everything I say. If it's an open mic, if it's a workshop or something like that. If I say it out and everybody, Lucian be in my inbox, send me the information. And I think out of everybody, and I'm not putting anybody down, I'm just saying you have always been that one, like, no, I'm going here. And I have watched your writing grow in that process. I've watched your performance grow in that process, and that's inspiring to me, to see that somebody is actually dedicated enough to do so. And one thing I want to say too is, so you said I'm gonna be about my business. Remember I told you I was gonna start doing the pen pal stuff? I got my first postcard, and it's from Randy. And like I told y'all, postcards don't cost a lot of money. And what we're doing is twofold, because we're actually allowing people to keep their jobs at the post office, and we're keeping in touch with people in a way that we didn't used to. This don't cost anything, and then you can write on it. It makes a whole difference in sharing your life with somebody else. So I got to send out my first pen pal postcard. I'm gonna send out when I get home. So it's about just making moves and making things happen. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's a lost art too. You know what I'm saying? Because even though we write, and we, like, we write poetry, but people writing letters and stuff like that, it's just such a lost art. Everybody wanted to text and send an email, but like, real quick, one thing about writing down words is, like, when you write stuff down, you're manifesting, things. You're manifesting a lot of things. So be careful about what you write also. But you're manifesting things into life, and you can breathe so much life into somebody just by writing a kind note to them. So takes it back to what I said in the beginning. Do something nice for somebody. Become a pen pal. You know what I'm saying? Hit John the DM. You know what I'm saying? Send him all kinds of stuff. He don't care.
Only for the pen pal. Only for the pen pal.
I'm just joking, y'all. Don't say I said that. I didn't say that. It wasn't me.
Lucian said. Anyway, we got about a minute left. Thank you so much for being here, Lucian. Like, I know it's gonna be a breath of fresh air. Of course, we don't have enough time. But it's great having you here. Thank you so much. If y'all want that video, please send her a DM. I am going to do a master class for it, but I'm going to put a spin on how you get to be a part of the master class. Lucian is already in because she's part of the documentary, so y'all can forget about that. But I'm going to do something great, something special. If you are interested in that, just hold tight. I'm going to put a lot of information out there. Thank y'all for tuning in, coming to check me out every morning. We'll be back tomorrow morning, same time. As always, you have a chance to be amazing today. So take this moment and do just that. Be amazing. Step outside of the box. Love yourself in a way that this world will have to say, wait a minute, there's something special about this person. I need to learn that kind of love language. What that does is teach the world how to love you. It teaches you how to love you and accept the person that you are, because you are perfectly built in the image that you are built in. Thank y'all for tuning in. We will see y'all tomorrow, same time, same channel. Peace and love.